Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We are here on our last day of projects with the Regency Park Suite. This project I absolutely love. I'm combining two passions, my passion and my sister-in-law's passion. So I am super excited. Now, this is a technique that is not new to me. It may be new to you, but I learned this back in 2008 when I lived in Virginia, and I used to stamp with Penny Keener, who is Keener Inkers, on Facebook, Pinterest, and everything. She's also a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. She's the one that introduced me into crafting. So you guys heard me talk about Penny Keener before. But anyway, the technique that we learned with her was the same technique on tea lights. And you guys have seen me do this before. If you followed me a couple years ago when I did hashtag 52 projects, we did tea lights and whatnot. So let me show you what the project is. Ta-da! How absolutely adorable are these custom candles, right? So this is my sister-in-law's. These are her dogs, and she does photography. This is Pepper and Chewy. Here's her Instagram, Little Sweet Pics. So if you want amazing photography, definitely check out her Instagram. DM her or email her. Her information's there. She photographs children, animals, whatever. But you should see the pictures. They're amazing. So I wanted to make a little gift, and this is a super inexpensive gift that has the wow factor, and it's personalized, and you can use your stamps, right? You're gonna be blown away when I tell you what all you need. Okay, so you just need some inexpensive candles. These are unscented candles because I don't do scents, period. So I suggest if you're giving candles as a gift, get unscented. Just, be kind to get unscented because, people don't like certain scents. Like if you sent me vanilla candles, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to use it. It's probably just going to go in the trash because that gives me a massive headache and a migraine. So stick with unscented unless you know the person, then get whatever. But these candles, these ones specifically here, they're 4 inches. These came in a pack of 12 from Amazon. I don't know how much they cost. Actually, I can look it up real quick. Okay, so I found the equivalent to these, and it was a set of 8 for $16. I did not pay that for these, but I also bought these a long time ago. So, find wherever your cheapest candles. You used to be able to get a 3-pack of these exact size at the Dollar Tree. You can't get them anymore. But, find the inexpensive light color candles. You can go to Walmart. You guys know I don't like to leave the house, so that's why I got mine from Amazon, but they do have the 3-packs. These are the bigger ones at Walmart. I want to say these were $8 for the 3 of them. But these are a lot bigger. These are 2.8 by 5.8, and these are 4-inch candles by roughly 2. So these are like 3 by 6, and these are like 2 by 4s. Any candle will do. Tea lights, whatever you want. Okay, so you also need just a piece of cardstock, 8.5 by 11. I'm going to reuse the one that I used for those. It doesn't matter. You're going to need your ink. Typically, I was trained to use Stays-On ink, but I don't know where my Stays-On ink is, and so I used my Memento, and it was just fine. So your Stays-On ink, your Memento Tuxedo Black, whatever you have. We're going to use, you're going to need your heat tool. My Stampin' Up! Heat tool is in storage, so I got this little cheap one from Amazon. Obviously, you're going to need your stamp sets. Tissue paper. That's the magic here, guys. Plain white tissue paper, okay? And your blends. We're gonna add some color to these flowers. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. If there's anything else, we'll figure it out as we go. So what you want to do is just take one layer of your you know, leftover Christmas tissue paper. Now, this tissue paper has a shiny side and a matte side. I honestly don't know if that's going to be an issue. And so I made the back of the tissue paper the shiny side. So I'm going to print on the matte side. Every time I've done this, I've never had tissue paper that was glossy on one side and not. So I don't know. This must be that fancy tissue paper. So what we're going to do is just tape it on to your cardstock. Now, usually I have it big enough so I can tape on all 4 sides so it doesn't get jammed in my printer. So I'm going to have to get another piece of tissue paper for that. I was just going to wing it and go for it, but I don't want to jam my printer up. Okay, so I got a bigger piece, and what I'm going to do is just lay my cardstock on top and just roughly leave like an inch or whatever. It's not a big deal. Okay, now I'm just going to use regular old sticky tape and tape it to the back. As you can see from the previous project, that's what I did. It doesn't matter what tape or whatever, this is just what I use. Just regular tape. I guess you could probably use washi tape too if you want to reuse your cardstock, but I'm not that involved. I'm just putting little pieces of tape on my corner. I am going to put just a little extra piece of tape in these little corners just because I don't want my printer to be jammed up. Knock on wood, I've never had a printer jam up, and I'm usually not this meticulous with it, but you know, tutorial day would be the day. So we're not going to jam up the printer today because I got things I need to print later on. So I'm going to be a little meticulous here, right? Now, for your printer, make sure you have it on, first of all, your correct printer, because I know we have multiple printers. The first time that I was doing these candles, I had my printer set to 4x6 and could not figure out why I couldn't print both pictures on this big old piece of paper. Well, it's because my settings were wrong. So make sure you have it to the correct printer. Your settings are correct. You can change your saturation to a lower saturation, or, you know, whatever you want. I typically don't, because I forget to change it back and then my next project is messed up and then I get annoyed with myself. So to stop the annoyance, I just leave it alone. Okay. The only thing is that you do have to let it dry a little bit more if you leave full saturation. Okay. So all you're going to do is take your digital picture, whatever one you want. Now I'm going to turn my camera the best I can to my screen. So, well, first let me make sure there's nothing on my desk that I don't want y'all to see, like my address. No, it's cool. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera the best I can. And, we're going to get the picture, actually. Okay, I don't know how to do any type of split screen or any of that business, and so I'm sorry, I'm not a videographer. This is what you're gonna get, okay? So you're just gonna pull up your Word program. Okay, I don't know what y'all can see. There we go. Okay, I'm sorry, this is the best I can do. And you're just going to go ahead and paste your picture. I'm going to delete these 2 pictures because I have a different one I want to do. So you're going to picture format and you're going to make it your size that you want. So I need mine to be approximately 5 inches because this was 5.8. So I'm going to do mine approximately 5 inches by, I don't know, I'm just going to drag it in. because you can always cut off any excess that you need or whatever. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And then you're just going to file and you're going to print after you load your paper into your printer. So just know how your printer works. For instance, for my printer, I have an HP. If I want anything to print on the front, I have to put it face down and the top to the back. So that's how my printer works. So load your paper accordingly to your manufacturer warranty or whatever manufacturer instructions, and then print. So let me go do that. Okay, so I print it and here's what it looks like. I do need to let it dry because like I said, I have it on full saturation and so it is using a lot of my ink. But that is okay because I don't do this often and you know, it's fine. I recommend if you're, you know, if you're making multiple candles, you know, change your saturation to less than full strength. I'm gonna let this dry because I just pulled it off the printer. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and take your paper off the back, and you can just rip it off, or you can be gentle with it. You know, whichever. It doesn't really matter. Unless you're doing multiples and then you're going to kind of be like slightly gentle. So you can use the same piece of cardstock. Oh my gosh. Alright. I don't care about this excess tissue paper. I'm just saving the cardstock because I will use this cardstock again in either more picture printing or when I'm working out a box measurement, whatever. I don't waste anything. Alright, so we have all of our tissue paper. This is the back, so it's even nice through the back. Look at the shiny side. That's nice. Alright, so you're just going to cut your picture out. That's it. You can, you know, use your paper trimmer, your scissors, whatever. To be fair, you could even tear it out because when you heat it on the candle, you're not going to be able to see those edges. But I'm going to go ahead and do this and just cutting it out like so. Okay, I'm going to save this because we're going to stamp some flowers. We're going to color some flowers. We're going to add them to our candles. Alright, so here's my front. Look at how cute. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open our candles. Maybe. Good night. Okay, so I know I don't need all of this excess on the sides, but you can. If you want to wrap it all the way around, go for it. Whatever you want to do. I'm going to take off some of the sides. I want this to be straight just for my my own preference. So I'm just going to use my X-Acto knife and a ruler. Again, this is probably unnecessary to use the X-Acto knife and a ruler, but that's what I want to do. You're not going to see these edges anyway, but since this is a gift, I'm gonna do it nicely. Okay, and I'm going to take off a little bit off the top. So you're just, you know, adding your picture however you want. Obviously, I could have spent more time in Word and sizing it down and all that, which if I wasn't doing a tutorial, I would have. Okay, so this is what I want. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay this down. And you're just going to take your heat tool and melt it. So this is going to be loud, with the heat tool. You can stamp now if you want. Let me see if there's a sentiment or anything. Yes, yes, that's what I'm about to do. I'm about to take this love stamp from the Sentimental Park, this one right here near my thumb, and I'm going to stamp straight down, straight up on my tissue paper picture, okay? All right, so this is going to bother me because I straight edged everything else except for the bottom, so struggle's real, guys. And again, it really is not going to matter because when you heat it, you can't see the edges anymore. But whatever. Let your crazy out. It needs to breathe. Okay, there we go. All right, so where's my little... Okay. All right, so we're just going to take our ink here. Give myself some room. Ink up my stamp. Oh, I just almost inked up my fingers. Oh, no. And we are going to make sure that we're straight down here. And you're going to stamp straight down and straight up. There you go. So cute. I'm in love. Okay. Just close the sink up because I already had a problem. Okay. So now what we're going to do is determine... Yeah, it honestly doesn't matter what's the front, what's the back. But for me, because the words are going this way, that's how my picture's going to go. I know. Let the crazy breathe. Okay. So you're just going to kind of hold it. Now, this is not a project for the kids to help you with, okay? Do not allow your kids to do this part. That's my warning. You're playing with the heat tool. It's going to get hot. It's going to be super hot. So do not let your kids do this, okay? They can help you pick out the picture. They can get it off the printer for you, but not this part, okay? Be safe. Take something, you know, that's not going to burn. Turn your heat tool on, and you're just going to melt this in. So what I forgot to tell you is once your paper looks wet, that means it's melted in, okay? I guess you could put some washi tape or something to hold this, but I'm okay. So keeping the heat away from your hands. So once you get that first side down, you're good to go. Now, I don't know if my camera is showing this, but you will have some, you know, raised wax on the sides of your pictures. You can heat it until it's smooth, but I don't think it's a distraction at all. And your picture may be a little bit crooked when you're done. This one, it's shifted, so it's slightly crooked, but I don't care. I think it looks amazing. So once you heat one side down, it's easy to continue with everything. But like I said, do slow, you know, take your time with this. It's not a race. Slowly heat it, making sure your edges are completely down. Like I said, once it looks wet, that means it's down. Like it's not, I'm pulling it, it's not coming off. Okay, so you're going to continue until you get all the way to the other side. And you do want to kind of heat and pull, so that way there's no wrinkles. If you accidentally leave the wrinkles in, it's fine. You can always go back through and reheat that and just kind of smooth it out with your thumb. But if you pull while you're heating, you're good to go. Obviously, you can't do that when you get kind of towards the end because you need to get your hands out of there. Like, the heat tools are ridiculously hot. So I'll show you. I'm going to reheat this real quick. And just take something and just quickly and gently smooth it out. Okay? Don't touch it immediately after you heat it up. Obviously, you're going to burn your hands. Okay? So then it smoothed it out. It's fine. Okay, so I went a little crazy with the heating of the candle, and so there's kind of a dent in there, but you can always just take your heat tool and just keep going over that spot until you get it nice and smooth or whatever. I don't think it's a huge deal for me, so I'm gonna leave it as is. Okay, so now we have our little set of candles. So we're going to add some flowers to the back, and we are going to make a gorgeous box. And I got some extra wax here. You can just scrape it off or reheat it. It doesn't matter. And let's take out our tissue paper and our stamp set. So I'm just going to cut off these rough edges. I mean, they were annoying me, so... Okay, there we go. And I'm going to make a bunch of noise. All right, let's pull out our this stamp sets. I think what I want to do, and obviously this is on the fly, I think I want to put a beautiful scene on the back. I just thought of something and now I can't remember what I thought of. Let's do this. Let's stamp a whole scene. Okay, I was really struggling to get that off of there. Alright, so we're going to use our leaves and we're going to stamp our flowers as well. So I'm using the leaves outline and the flower outlines, right? Where's my big stamp? What is on here? Nope. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Memento. Maybe, if I can get it open. Tap, tap, tap. And stamp straight down. Okay. I'm going to do it again because I have two. These are going to be on the two smaller candles. Tap, 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 tap. Everywhere. Straight down. And straight up. Perfect. Now let's do, we can add our flowers, which I did not leave enough room between the two. That's fine. Okay, I'm fine with that. And yes, I'm just using the other side, which I'm probably going to regret that because I can't really see all of it, but this is how I craft, guys. Crazy. Okay, there's that. And I got it on my hand. It's another reason why you shouldn't do that, but that's okay. Alright, and then I'm going to add the flowers to the other stamp, and I'm going to get out my Stampin' Blends because we're going to color this nicely. So let me go get those. Okay, and I also have decided that I want to stamp this little love on here. Just kind of anywhere I see fit, which I think there. So stamp it there. Maybe I want another love. We want some double love. And guess I'm gonna have to do the love on both sides because I didn't leave enough room. Actually, you know what? I can squeeze it right on in here for this double love. Okay. Great. I got my blends and I'm gonna use a couple of different colors, I think. I'm just gonna use what I have, guys. I do have a lot of different colors though. So I'm gonna use some fresh freesia. And I want some Balmy Blue. And I want some I want my centers to be Daffodil. Alright, those are the colors I'm using. I'm taking the dark Balmy Blue first on my flowers, and I'm just going to kind of go around the edges of my petals. And because this is tissue paper, we should have had something down on the mat. I didn't even think of that. Let me clean my mat and get something down because look, it went through the tissue paper. And it was an absolute good thing that we're using our watercolor ink because my mat would have been stained. There is a little bit of that Balmy Blue left on my mat because it's a permanent marker, so it's stuck on there, but that's okay. It's a craft mat, right? Okay, so I just touched in a little bit of dark Balmy Blue, and now I'm going to come in and color all my petals with the light. So it has just like a little bit of shading. And with the tissue paper, you barely have to touch it. Alright, so you guys get the gist of what I'm doing here. I'm going to go ahead and color the rest. My leaves are going to be Mossy Meadow, the 2 Mossy Meadows. So I'm going to go ahead and color this all in. Alright, and look how beautiful they came out, right? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cut them down because I don't need all this excess tissue paper. You can cut down as much or as little as you want because it is a white tissue paper. It does kind of melt in, but I just want to do less work with melting, so I'm going to cut it down. Oh, you can't even see. That's all right, I'll show you just a second. I'm just cutting it down. Just a quick fussy cut. Now, I accidentally got marker right there, so I'm just going to cut that part out. Come back around. And there you go. Okay, so there's one. And the other. This one, I kind of colored out the lines a little bit as well. So I will cut that off once I get to that part where I just got overexcited with the markers. I don't know. So nobody will know. And I noticed I just missed one of the leaves, and so I need to go back and color that. But there you have it. You know, iron it out if you need to. Not literally iron it out, but you know, get the wrinkles out, put it underneath a book or a paper punch or something heavy. Okay, so now you're just going to do the same exact process as you did before, but now we're just going to put it on the back of our candles, so that way our candles have gorgeous on the front and the back. Also, if you don't have a printer or maybe you ran out of ink, or whatever the case may be, you can see you don't need to have a picture to make these candles beautiful. You just need your stamps. So I'm going to go ahead and heat this up. Same thing, making sure my edges are smooth, heat it up, pull it, get the wrinkles. If you're not too bothered by it, I mean, do your comfort level. Okay, and the thing you do want to remember is that you're heating up wax. So whatever you put on this wax is going to take that shape. So if you put your fingerprints on there, like you use your fingers to push it in, that person is going to have your fingerprints. Okay, so you may want to think about that. You know, use your X-Acto knife or something, your spatulas. Now right here, because I got a little crazy with the heat gun, I got some drips. And so I'm just taking an X-Acto knife and I'm just kind of lightly scraping those drips off. You can reheat it and whatnot, but because it was on the picture, I'm just going to scrape it with an X-Acto knife, which I accidentally scraped a piece of the picture off. I didn't mean to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that little piece right back where it was, because that's going to bother me. And I'm just going to heat it back in there. So, no big deal. I'm glad this happened so y'all can see. Okay, just get it back where it needs to be. Oh gosh, it keeps getting stuck to my finger. And then reheat. Watch it fly off. You know what? I'm going to hold it with my X-Acto knife. Nothing happened. See? Nothing happened. It's okay. Alright, so that's all you have to do when you oopsie daisy and cut off a piece of the picture. Just reheat it. There we go. Alright, so hold on. I need a little bit more heat on that one. Alright, so there you go. Look at how absolutely gorgeous this candle is. You can add more down the sides if you want. Like I said, if you don't have a picture, just use your stamps, your blends. You can leave it black. How beautiful would that be? Just to have the outline of the flowers. Yeah, you know, just experiment with it. Get a cheap candle and just play with it. Now, you might have, I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's a little rough on this side because I went crazy with the heat tool, and I don't mind it. I think it looks really good, but, you know, some people mind it, so just do what's in your comfortable level. Okay. So for my third candle, I went ahead and cut a piece of paper to the approximate size that I wanted it on here. I did do a little experiment. I stamped and colored on the glossy side. I'd recommend staying on the matte side. The glossy side, it was a little, I don't know, it wasn't harder, but especially since I had to use my Memento ink, which is water, I think it's water-based. I don't know what it is, but it wasn't StazOn, and so it did bleed a little bit, which was okay. And my markers, it was a little bit harder to color with, like my colors weren't blending as well as I wanted them to, but I mean, it still looks fine. It still looks really nice. It's just, it was a little bit more time consuming because I had to wait for things to dry, and we all know I don't have patience to wait. So I just stamped the same as I did these. I did the leaves. Now, what I did differently, because I could not fit the other two stamps that went with this, the tri-flower, it didn't fit on the size paper that I needed. So all I did was I took my block, and I just needed the big flower, so I put that there, and I just turn these flowers on the side like that. So when I stamped, I had just got that flower. Obviously, you can take your Post-it note and mask it and do all that, but I just held it like this and called it done. Stamp easy, right? So again, whoa, it's rolled everywhere. All you're going to do is heat that on so you can have your matching trio. So the same as we did the other ones. Now you do want to be careful because it is very close to here, and I already took a chunk out, which is fine. But it's gonna drip if you do it, you know, too much heat. So just be mindful of that. Okay, and also having the glossy side facing up, it took me forever for it to adhere. So just, you know, keep your matte side up. It's not gonna, obviously it looks beautiful. It's not gonna ruin the integrity of your picture or anything like that. It's just gonna take more time. So if you're just making like 1 or 2 candles, I mean, don't really worry about it. But if you're doing a bunch of candles, you know, pay attention to that. Or just get the cheap tissue paper. This is tissue paper I found in my mom's stash, so she's willing to pay more than 88 cents for her tissue paper, but so she got the good quality ones. But look at how absolutely gorgeous this is. Look at this set. How amazing is this set? Girl, please. Look at this. So it says, for you, dear friend. And I just took the stamp set and just made my own. I used the for you, dear friend. I used this little flower. No, I didn't. I used this little flower collage. And I used this flower here. So I just kind of changed it up a little bit. I put the yellow on the little dot things just to give it a little extra flair. I don't know if you can add, well, let's find out. Since I don't know if you can add color after it's already been waxed on, but let's look. Or heated on, waxed on. Geez, a little. Heated on. Let me just do like a little tiny dot where you won't see it. Nope, it wipes right off. So do all your coloring first. But anyway, there's the project, guys. What an amazing set. This is just with the stamp set on this side. It's absolutely gorgeous. You can stand it up in your, well, you can't really see it, but you know, you can stand it up on your mantle. And then you have the added bonus of your puppy dogs or whatever you want. Actually, it's going to go this way. How cute is that? And you can definitely make a box for this set, you know, however you want to do it. If you got a little crazy with your heat tool and you have a lot of like drips and stuff, just reheat the whole entire candle and make the entire candle have the same texture. That's what I had to do with this one because it took forever and I had a lot of drips and I didn't feel like scraping it or whatever. So I just kind of reheat it and left it texture. Like I reheated it and I rolled it like this on my surface to kind of get everything to have that same texture so it looks like it was on purpose. I'm going to redo this one too. The same thing. I'm just going to heat it and I'm just going to roll it quickly and it gives it all the same texture. So all your little accidents look like on purposes, right? But yeah, so that is it, guys. That is the tutorial. Should we make a box? I don't know if I can make one that's going to be heavy enough to hold these candles, but you could always just make a, you know, like our 2x2 box that we did for our latte. You could fit a smaller candle in there, or just make your box 3x3, or 3x5 1/4, whatever that was. So you can just, you know, just do a simple box if you want to, or, you know, buy a box or whatever. So, all right. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.